we're gonna get too smart for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's something's gonna go wrong.
Like that one documentary I recommended a while ago. It's called the Transcendent Man. I think it's by Ray Kurzweil. And he does a lot of stuff now, like involving like AI and stuff, shit like that. But
Oh, for real?
it's gonna be too smart.
Yeah. Yep.
Especially the quantum computing, like there's no end to it. Like every possibility that you could think of. And they be putting the shit in all these movies.
Yeah.
They be letting you know, like, this is not a good idea.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think it's like a power, it's almost like a power struggle, because like people want to do it to the nth degree so they can have imminent power. And like you said, if you got a system or an analytic system, like, and I feel like that's why they're pouring all of this money into that IBM Watson drink.
Mm-hmm.
But if you got a system that'll tell you every probability and every, every analytical option of what you have, and it can think like that in like a couple seconds, like that shit is a lot of power, man. That's a lot of fucking power.
Yeah. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
And that's so funny because Westworld touched on a lot of that shit too.
Yeah. Like the downloading of consciousness. They talked about that. They talked about just especially that, because like they put their consciousness in like robot bodies and like transferred it from body to body, and they had the big supercomputer every possibility, and it was predicting people's futures. And when they start sending that shit to them and like
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, people was tripping.
That's crazy.
But
that should be a topic too, because I think that was one of the things that we were looking at, but it didn't become a topic. But like, would you pick to see your future? You know what I'm saying? If you could get like a whole screen of what will happen, all the bad things, all the good things, like, would you want to see that shit?
Nah. Let me.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to see that shit either, because all you be doing is living and expecting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Expecting each one to hit, rather than living your life.
Yeah. Let me find my way myself.
Right. So the funny thing, I think we're gonna talk about this too. But the funny thing that I got too from that last episode of Lovecraft.
You seen the final?
Is that yeah, but I'm not even gonna go deep into it. I'm just gonna go real scratch the surface.
Uh-huh.
Did you notice that his father, when he was growing up, had him come with the baseball bat, and it was actually him. So it was like it was part of history already. It wasn't like it was a ripple and he came.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Full circle. That's what Jones called.
Yes. I feel like that's so true, because I don't think you can actually go, you know what I'm saying? If we could do it, I don't think you can go in the past and actually change the past, because you're in the past while it's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So that it wasn't like a ripple effect. It actually did happen when he was 7 or 8 years old.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Because the past is the past.
Right.
And that was the same thing as like to be cheesy, Back to the Future. He couldn't change that. He couldn't change the script. He can change his presence in the past, but he couldn't change the past itself.
Right. And so the funny thing about that is, when you look at Butterfly Effect, how one small thing like changed everything.
Yep.
Like that's a total opposite. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's when they was like interfering too much.
Yeah.
He couldn't really change like the meat and the potatoes of the shit.
And that's what he was trying to do the whole time. Yeah. Yeah.
But as far as like seeing the future and shit, as far as like the Back to the Future shit, like hell yeah, I want to do that. As far as like sports betting and shit, that he was using that shit for evil. He's predicting all the games and shit.
Yep.
Yeah. I would want to know that, but it's definitely consequences on the other hand.
Shit, what consequences?
Just knowing like what you like, you know, who's gonna die, like where you're gonna be, and you know, certain outcomes. You try to interfere with the certain outcomes. Yeah, that's just not healthy. It's not healthy for you.
You know what? I was gonna say your whole life is probably gonna revolve around that shit. Like you can't, like you wouldn't even be able to live your life because you just be like expecting shit to happen. Like
on a
and, like trying to predict it. Yeah.
Corey, we talking about would you want to know? Would you want to know your future? Would you want to know your future in detail?
Oh.
Like you seen WESTWORLD. So like if somebody said, I'm gonna give you like a whole screen and it's gonna tell you exactly what happens in your life every year, good and bad, would you want to know it?
Nah, I don't think so.
You too, Marcus.
I thought we were just getting into sports.
I wouldn't.
Marty McFly shit. Nah, I'm Gucci.
No, I wouldn't want to know either, for the same exact reason y'all was saying.
Yeah.
I like to think I had some type of sway over my life and shit. You know what I'm saying?
But do that mean you don't though? If you don't know,
you said what?
Do it mean do it? All right. If you don't know every step of the way, do it mean that you don't have, you know, a control over your life? Does that make sense?
It must. Yeah, it makes sense.
But if you don't know, that means you don't really, like, it's not in cement. Like, you don't know what's going to unfold. So you really don't have no control.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
I mean, you yeah.
Because is the future certain? Like, if you're saying that I can go into the future or see my future or whatever the fuck. So
not
really
not necessarily your future, but like certain events in your life has like it has to happen. So like,
so you're saying, so basically you're saying I have no control over this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's just how you react in those situations when they arise.
Yeah. Y'all saw what's his name? The joint with Denzel's son.
Tenet. I still ain't see Tenet yet.
I got what happened? I got to watch it like 3 more times, Paul.
All right,
hold on. What did y'all go to the movie?
One thing that he said,
TV. What?
So one thing that he said was he didn't tell him what happened because he didn't want him to try to make moves and try to predict how to change it. You know what I'm saying? Because it'll predict how you move in life if you know what's gonna happen.
Exactly.
And so the team or whatever, and he was saying, because he was actually going back in time, and what he was saying was he ain't tell him what happened, or he ain't tell him that it was him, because you act a different way, you have a different reaction to things if you know what's about to happen. So he's like, and I think that makes a lot of sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like your reactions and the way you handle yourself, like if you don't exactly know what's gonna happen or what's coming down the road, like it's almost like, you know, you're gonna react realistically. And
yeah,
I don't know how I explain it, but
you're gonna walk out on faith, not just, you know.
Yeah, not knowledge. Yeah.
I feel like
I guess that's kind of the whole point. Like the whole reason why we even here is to not know, so we can learn. You know, to not know, so we can know, type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like You know, like they say God has a plan for everybody. So it's like, you know, he knows what's going to happen. We just gotta, you know what I'm saying, just go through the experience. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, you're not really supposed to know, you know, like, so yeah. Yeah, because at the end of the day, if you already knew how your life was already mapped out, then what would be the point of going through the experiences? You see what I'm saying? Like usually when you don't see it coming, or you know what I'm saying, the like I said, the unknowing, that's usually where your learning comes from. So you gotta go through it. And they say this whole physical life is nothing but a school anyway, dude. Like we here because it's something we're supposed to be learning on a spiritual level any damn way. So this whole life is all about learning anyway. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
The peaks and valleys.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, but do y'all truly believe that? Like, have you ever like sat down and thought to yourself, like, all right, I've gone through these experiences in life. Like, all right, so what, like, do you really think you want to even have any idea what God's real plan is for you? Like, do you feel like you know that, or you know what I'm saying? Or like, do you have any idea, like through your experience in life, you be like, okay, this is what I think I'm here for. You know what I'm saying?
It'd be like when I have like and this sound wild, like near death experiences and shit like that. I'm like, it's not my time. It's not my time to go or record. Yeah, it's not my time to go, or you know, I just got a little bit more, you know, lessons to come upon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Like whenever you go through a situation like that, or at least my understanding, or at least how I see it, you know, is like when you go through those situations, a lot of times it's just to let you know that, like, you know, like you said, it's just more that you got to learn, like, you know, you not paying attention enough, like, you know what I'm saying, like, or you taking things for granted. You know what I mean? So
it's not for you to literally like question. I don't think you shouldn't question anything. I mean, you shouldn't question it at that type of level. Like what? I don't know.
I mean, well, I mean, just, you know, I wouldn't say like as far as like questioning God, like in a way, it's like it's like faith. You know what I'm saying? It's like having faith that He has a plan for you, but also just trying to understand, like, you know what I'm saying, so you know what path to move on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of our journeys is spiritual. It's something inside us that make us want to express ourselves the way we do, make us want to go in this direction, and we have these interests. It's something inside us that make us that way. So we, you know, a lot of us we try to figure out what our plan is, you know what I'm saying, based off that, you know. So
yeah, you just gotta do what you gotta do with this chance you got.
yeah, and that goes back to that whole conversation as far as the motivation. It's like even within that, like if you believe that God has a plan for you, you can't really just be, you know what I'm saying, like not trying to be the best that He put you here to be. You know, it's like you letting down the Creator because, you know, He allowed you to live to 30, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is. And I'm not saying like, you know, niggas gotta be out here, you know what I'm trying to say, at least striving to improve on some level in any way. You know what I'm saying? So I think that you know, that I think that's pretty much what it is. And it's almost like that saying, you know, like when they say if you in the airplane, the plane going down, they was like save yourself because you can help people better by saving yourself rather than you know, trying to give the little air mask to somebody else. Yeah, it's like if you are in better shape, if you are in better, you know what I'm saying, mental place, you have better mental health, like that you can be a better service to the world if you improve yourself. You know what I mean? So that's kind of even motivation within itself alone, you know. So
Al, you missed out. Would you want to know your future in detail?
Nope.
Flat out.
Nope. Let that shit happen. I think I'm also one of them people that I don't like to ask questions. I don't like to ask too many questions. I like to experience stuff as it is. So Like I can ask questions about some stuff, but at the same time, I want to experience some things on my own as opposed to like to knowing everything in advance. That'd probably be like,
Yeah, that's some hard shit to deal with on a day-to-day basis.
exactly like